Benchmark number 3 is your time. We are so good at tracking our team's time, aren't we? We know how they're performing, what they're working on. Hopefully we know how profitable they are, how profitable the projects they're working on them are. But to what extent are we actually really tracking our own time? Because we're the leaders of our businesses, and how we spend our time, I think, is arguably going to be the biggest determinant of our success. So how well are you tracking it? And what should you be doing to increase your chances of success? This is an absolutely critical benchmark that we neglect. We always look after ourselves last. Well, there's an opportunity to just put us first. And in do so, I think put our business first as well, and our team as well, because if we're in a good place, if we're fulfilled, then good things will happen for the rest of the team. So some stats for you. The average agency owner works 45 hours a week. And in that time, this is what we do. This is what the average agency owner, how the average agency owner spends their time. Around a quarter of it is spent doing client work, a little bit less doing sales and marketing, and then we're managing people and doing finance, fun stuff, operations, a bit of strategy, and then a couple of other bits. Now, we asked a question in our research. Well, what would you like to be doing? What would you like to be doing more of? And we asked this in the survey that we're running now, and the stats are identical to when we did this a couple of years ago. Here's the answer. We would all like to be doing more strategy for our own agencies. We would all like to be spending more time doing sales or marketing. And the reason that we do that, well, and also here's the other thing, we want more time out of the business, right? The reason that we want to spend more time on strategy and sales and marketing is because we know intuitively that the more time we spend doing that stuff, the better our business will be. And yet we are caught often in the day-to-day grind. So how on earth do you haul yourself out of it and spend more time doing the things you want to do? Well, a really good place to start is to say, well, actually, what do I want to do less of? So we asked that question too and said, well, what are those things? It won't surprise you to know that we're not exactly cock a hoop about doing operations and office management. And we actually would like to do a little bit less client work. And again, no huge surprise that we would love to offload the finances. Now, for the first 2 on this list, if you want to spend less time doing this stuff and more time doing strategy, you're going to need to hire some people. And you're going to need a plan to show that gives you the confidence to hire those people, that says, right, this is how much it's going to cost. This is the revenue that I need to generate as a result. This is the buffer that I have in place that buys me time to generate that extra revenue. And you can go on this journey of building your agency and creating the ideal job for yourself. And ultimately what this is about. We go into this setting up our businesses, searching for freedom. It's one of the most common reasons we all set up in business, freedom. And yet you fast forward a year or two and suddenly our business is telling us what to do. It's telling what clients to work on, the hours that we should work. So we need to think carefully about, well, what do we want to be doing? What stuff can we outsource to other members of a team? What people can we hire? And look, there's plenty of opportunities to outsource areas of your business that you don't like doing. So finance. I know I was there myself in the early stages of the business. You spend your evenings and weekends doing finance, but there comes a point where it's smart to outsource that. And for the smaller agencies, finding a local bookkeeper is a really good way of doing it. Once you get up to about 750,000 turnover, you're probably going to be beyond the expertise of your local bookkeeper. And that journey from 750 to 2 or 3 million is actually fraught with challenges, and you need to get some experts in. And if you're in that 750 to 3 million category, come and speak to me afterwards, and I'll give you some tips, because that is where we are strongest at WOW, the accountancy firm. So I want you to think about, on this subject of time, what do you want to do more of? And what do you want to do less of? And in 2021, what changes do you want to make that will put a big smile on your face? And it might be that, do you know what? I want to take every Friday off, or I want to be able to, when they go back to school, be able to take the kids to school and pick them up. That's what I want to do. I want to actually spend a bit less time in the business, or I've actually really enjoyed being at home with my wife or husband, and I want to spend a bit more time doing that. Or it might be that, you hate the client work, or you love the client work, and or you love people management, or you hate it, but whatever it is that you want to do more of or less of, you're in control. Just remember that. You are in control. This is your business. You get to decide what to do, and you call the shots. So have a think about what targets and benchmarks you want to set for your own time in 2021, and and do so knowing that this is the cornerstone of your success, because if you're happy and fulfilled, great things will happen.